Hi guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk to you about concepts that seem to be ubiquitous in the manga world, especially in shonen manga, but are slowly but surely getting on my nerves. This will be a highly subjective video, so if you don't agree with my opinion, feel free to tell me that my opinion is objectively trash and that I have no idea what I'm talking about. I realize, of course, never change a running system. People have been reading, watching and enjoying the stories for years, so it appears that these things work, but it does not change my opinion. The order of my list has no particular reason, it's random, so without further ado, let's get started. First, we have time travel and any closely related concepts, be it looking into the future, briefly teleporting into the past or future, etc. Simply anything that considerably tinkers with the chronology.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Not only is it becoming somewhat stale, but most of the time it is just being executed in a subpar manner. It frequently causes unwanted plot holes since it either overcomplicates the plot or the author didn't adequately think it through. Since it's rarely well written, if I see a story moving in that direction, I more often than not find myself rolling my eyes at it. Next up, reviving the dead. Please, for the love of God, put an end to it. When you create a manga about life or death situations, and then remove the significance of death from the story, the suspense is very much diminished. And if you only want to do it once, leave it at one viable option that can be used as a one-off only with a very high cost. But in all seriousness, avoid doing it altogether. In the best case scenario, characters that pass away do not reappear in any way in the realm of the living. Next point. Stop giving your final villains unbeatable raw power in addition to hex powers to the point where they should definitely be unbeatable in case any logic is applied to the story. Whenever this is done, any victory at the hands of the protagonists seems like it was only accomplished through sheer poorly written in plot armor. Especially if some enemies receive 100 individually unstoppable powers where they only use 2 of them while they're losing. Not because it makes sense, but because the plot requires it, as otherwise it would be impossible for the protagonist to achieve any believable victory. Now a point about the protagonists of the stories. Please stop making every single protagonist the chosen one. Not every protagonist has to have a background that destined them to be the most chosen of all the chosen ones who have ever been chosen. Wouldn't it be refreshing to see a true underdog rise through absolute assertiveness without the story at some point revealing that he or she was destined for greatness from the beginning? But on to the next and final point. Please stop exaggerating certain gimmicks of the characters in your stories so excessively. Some mangakas sometimes reduce some of their characters to a single characteristic by having that character exhibit that one particular behavior, whatever it is, non-stop and at every opportunity.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
I'm not saying it always and in every case ruins the manga or the character, but occasionally, when I read a manga and the character does the same thing for the 10,000th time, says the same thing or reacts to the same way to a certain occurrence, I can't help but get annoyed. A good example is Sanji from One Piece and his shenanigans around women. For a long time it was reasonably funny. Now it's just a thing that I put up with, and that's even though I think Sanji is a really great character otherwise. Well, that's about it for the things that I wanted to list. Are there some aspects of manga that particularly irritate you as well? Then add them to the comments. Otherwise, as mentioned, feel free to totally tear apart my shortlist in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.